HTTP status codes. Why do we need to learn about them?
Understand very
Because it
nicely.
is the person who went to the restaurant. In the beginning, she was talking. I need you all to pay very proper attention to this. Now, here comes the most important part where we'll be checking how the actual responses and status works from family 200 to family 500. This is the repository which, yes, let's move on to the third family, 300 family, which is redirect. Yes, so redirect is like you are being sent to another location. Location, no, actually, it's like you have been redirected to some other thing. In best example is like this, there is this website google.com, okay, and in future if they want to change the name from google.com to doodle.com, but all the users are being used to search google.com, right? So if the website name changes and not all of the users know that the website has been changed to doodle.com, so most of them will just type google.com, and whenever they hit enter, they'll be automatically redirected to doodle.com. And this is what redirect does. And this status code 300, you won't be able to see it in the browser itself, and I'll tell you why it doesn't occur. Okay, so in this example, this is very perfect example. So can you see the website has endpoint redirect old? Okay, now to make this happen perfectly, you need to come to the settings tab. When you open this request, just come to the settings tab, and there you can see automatic follow redirects. It is by default on, we need to turn it off. And then after we hit send, let's see what happens. Can you see the status code 301 moved permanently? It is saying you should be redirected automatically to this endpoint redirect new. From redirect old, we are automatically sent to redirect new. That was expected. But as we turned off the automatic redirects, we were not sent to the other website. And that's why we got 301. And it is showing the website which you are looking for is permanently moved from redirect old to redirect new. Okay. If this is turned on by default, what happens? We hit and we don't get 301. We directly get 200, which means we are automatically redirected to the endpoint redirect new. Why this happens? Because it just checks, okay, this is the new endpoint, and it will automatically send you to the new endpoint. And the same happens even on normal browsers. So even when on normal browser we hit google.com, it sends us to the doodle.com, but we never see this status code 300. We just see, okay, we successfully loaded the website. This is what we can see, 200, you successfully loaded the website. But with this setting turned off, you can see actually how the thing works. Okay, this was about 300 family. As I said, there are many things in 300 family as well, but 301 is a perfect example which you can be asked in interviews. And in the reference which I'll be sharing, you can see each and every code about 300 family. Perfect. Before moving on to 400 family and 500 family, I want to discuss one thing, which is client and server. So client and server are like two things. In easy sense, you can just take client is like a customer and server is like a shopkeeper. So there is some request which the customer makes, and based on that, the shopkeeper provides the things. Okay, so this is the simple intuition about it. Let's see client error. So client error is like these are some errors which the client does. So whatever the things they are asking, there is something which is not sent properly, which is not conveyed properly to the customer, to the shopkeeper, and then the shopkeeper is confused like what is he asking for, and then the request is not completed successfully. Let's see what happens. This is bad request 400 code. In this one, we come here and we just hit. Let's see what do we get. We are getting 400 bad request. It is saying the request which you sent to the server could not understand. It's like you are asking something, I wanted this, like you are mumbling just, and then the shopkeeper like what is he asking for. The shopkeeper is not able to provide the thing you are looking for. So in this case, what it is asking for is a proper JSON data, and we are sending empty JSON data. Let's add some JSON data. Let's say we add a name. We added a name, and this is a simple JSON data, which is what the endpoint, the server was expecting, and then it is saying 200 success. Now I have received the data and your request was properly successfully processed. If I just remove this, again we can see this is Bad request because I don't understand what you are expecting from this one. Let's move on to 401. Okay, 401. It is showing protected. Protected is like, it is like a case and you are trying to access it without a key. Will you be able to access it? No. Let's see. It is a protected case and we are trying to access, and it's like, no, you are not authorized to use this. You are not authorized to get it. It's like you need some credentials. You need a key. And in this case, you just come to headers. This key is already added. You will get it in the collection which I'm sharing. We just turn on this authorization demo key. This was the token, and we send, and then there we get access authorized and 200 code. We are successfully able to access the case because we have the key now. Let's move to 403. 403 forbidden. Is it similar to 401? Mm, Not actually. Forbidden is like only a particular group of people are allowed, rest all are forbidden, rest all are not allowed to access it. In this case, we have this id. Id is about user. Let's see, let's try to access it using user 2. It is saying you don't have permission to access the requested resource because it is not allowed for this person which has id 1. We need admin access to be able to access it. I mean, yeah, let's hit with id 1, and it is saying forbidden because if you all must be remembering, in the beginning we tried to delete the first user which was having admin access. Okay, so what we need to do, we just need to, in this code we are not actually using a database, it is a fake dummy database. So what we need to do, we just need to close the server and we run the server again, so that our database, which is just a dummy database, it is refreshed. So we have this person who has admin role. So we got the user one, and now we try to access it, and then there it is, this person has the role admin. So they have admin access and they are able to access it. Let's try with user 2 again. Nope. Wait, my bad. I was hitting some other request. I was trying to get the user data. Okay, we were in 403. Yes. Okay, so it was forbidden. Now we have all both the users. Let's try to hit it with user ID 1. Access granted because it was admin. Admin was allowed to access this. If any other user tries to access it, it will say forbidden. No, you are not allowed to access this. Let's move to 404. 404, it is like, it is, you can see it everywhere. Not found, not found. You try to access a random website and it doesn't exist actually, and then it will show this, whatever you're looking for doesn't exist at all. What are you searching? See, this endpoint doesn't exist. 404 not found. The requested URL was not found on the server. It is not present at all. 405. This is something new. Only post. So it is, there are different types of requests. As I said, get is like you are asking for something. Post is like you are giving some data and like you want this thing to be done. Like you, in the previous one, as we can see, in this one we created a new user, but we added some data about the user. So same case in this one, this endpoint, the server has some endpoints which has a requirement of it will accept only a particular type of these things like the request. So right now it is a get request. Get is like you are asking for some data, you try to send it. It will say method not allowed 405. This is not the method I was looking for. I wanted a post request, you are sending a get request. No, I can't accept this. Let's try to make it a post. Then we hit it and it is saying yes, valid post request. Now we are getting a success message 200. This was 405. Let's move on to 408. 408 timeout. This is very wonderful. For this one, we need to actually make some changes in the settings. In this one, so timeout is like, uh, timeout is like there is a particular processing time which the server requires. So it's like you send a request and the server is taking 10 seconds to process it, but your wait time is 5 seconds. So it's like you are telling the customer is asking for something like, please get me this product from the big shelf which is behind you, and you can only wait for 2 minutes, and the person is taking 5 minutes to uh, bring that thing to you. So you won't be waiting for 2 minutes, so you will never be able to get that product. In this case, what we'll do, we'll just try the timeouts. So here we go. In the URLs, if we see, 5 message response delayed by 5 seconds. So right now, this is just a parameter which I added. It's like I'm making the server to send a request after 5 seconds. Okay. And in the Postman, we need to go to this. Just follow me. This is the settings bar. Go there. In the settings, we go. And in the settings, we can see this request timeout. It is 0. So we need to change it to 2000 milliseconds. 2000 milliseconds is 2 seconds. So the client, right now Postman is a client, so Postman is making a request to the server which we have it, and the Postman, the client request will be only 2 seconds, and the server is taking 5 seconds. Let's see what happens here. I saved it. Right now we were waiting for as long as the server is taking, but now the server is taking 5 seconds, but we are waiting only 2 seconds. We send it, 1 2 3, and timed out. So 408 request is about timeout. It means we can only wait for a particular moment of time, but server is taking longer than that. In this case, if we reduce the delay to 1 second, and here the settings, let's make us wait till 5 seconds. See, now we were able to get it. So we were waiting for 5 seconds, and the server responded in just 1 second. So it's okay. Yeah, we got a request. Let me just reset it to the normal things, because it, okay, there is some glitch. Just close it. Let's go to 429. What is 429? 429 is rate limiting. We were checking about rate limiter part. There was some technical issue. Let's continue. Rate limit. Rate limit is like, we need this rate limit because there are some people who try to illegally scrape some websites, and then they use a cron to hit a particular website multiple times, and then that's why it is very unhealthy for the server. And to get rid of such users, we need a rate limit. So a user can access a particular endpoint only these many number of times. In this case, we have a rate limit set. Let's see how many times we can hit this endpoint. There it goes. We hit our first time. You are within the limit. Let's hit second time. You are within the limit. Let's hit third time. Fourth time, and it's saying too many requests. The user has exceeded allotted request count. So there were a particular number, like 3 or 4 it was, and we were trying to hit it multiple times. So it is saying too many requests. You can't access the same endpoint multiple times. Perfect. Now, these were the client errors. So client errors, as in, these were the things which were caused due to the client, due to the user who was sending the request. Either they were making some mistakes while sending the request, or they were missing some data, or whatever the issues were, they were related to the user. What if the issue is related to the server itself? When can that happen? It can happen due to some wrong processing. If there is any issue which has led for the server to crash, and in this case, the same we are trying to mimic. which is 500 request. 500, which means server error. What does server error mean? We hit it, and then we get internal server error, which means the server is only bad. There's no issue from the client side, the endpoint is perfect, but the server has crashed due to some processing issues. And to mimic this, we just did a zero division, which was giving us infinity, and then it crashed the server basically. Yes. Okay, so this was all about status codes. There are many codes under 500 as well, and when I'll be sharing the reference materials in the description, you can just refer that and you can see each and every of them. But the ones which I have covered in this video are pretty much enough for you to clear interviews, and then whenever you build your own server, it is very useful. In the next video, I'm planning to teach you all about requests module. So right now you know how status codes work, and when we will be learning about requests, right now the requests which we were making were manual. So using requests libraries, we can make automated requests, which is the base for automation. And yes, so see you all in the next video. Subscribe and like for more such videos, and see you in the next. Bye bye.